Hello, everybody. I hope you're having yourselves a beautiful and amazing day. Love you all. Alrighty, so let's just get right into the subject of today. So, so. I see in the news and what have you that the uh, the tyranny is coming here in America on both sides, on the upper East Coast and upper West Coasts. The medical tyranny, that is, the mandated forced jabba dabba do, stealing it from Matt. Sorry, Matt. And it's starting in New York in September, and then in Washington State already right now, I think, but to a lesser extent. In New York State, it's literally everything, like super Orwellian. And then in Washington State, it's happening sooner, but they're just starting with the school system, I think, and then the horrors will spread from there. So they got the two corners, right, of the country, and then they're going to start squeezing in, right? The walls are going to start coming in, the noose is going to tighten. But all that being said, this is not like a fear mongering video or anything like that. Far from it. Far from it. If you believe you're free, you're free. But what this video is mainly for is just to emphasize that for those of us that are not such big fans of this stuff, it's not about telling people like don't get the thing. I mean, I hope you don't get the thing personally, but it's really about freedom of choice. It's about the human being's right to determine for his or herself what they want to put into their own body. We have a fundamental God-given human right to informed consent, meaning that we get to decide for ourselves once the information is provided to us or once we do the research, do I want to partake in this or do I not want to partake in this? That's it. That's it. If you really want to get the jab, if you want to, keep the mask on inside your car when you're driving alone or when you're isolated on a field or whatever, inside your own home, then do that. You should absolutely honor and do what you feel is best for yourself. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Is that we all should honor and do what we feel is best for ourselves as individuals. And the most challenging aspect of this for me is allowing people to just, be all for this tyranny hell that's coming in. But hey, again, it is their belief, their choice. They're free to do that. Man, I am trying hard to stop these fucking ums and uhs when I speak. I am working on it, guys. We're gonna get there. Public speaking, come back to me. I took the class once, many moons ago. Anyway, one thing. Damn it! See, I just did it. Just did it again. All right, let's keep moving. One thing that does concern me and has concerned me and will probably continue to concern me is the fate of my baby sisters. I have three baby sisters. They're all in elementary school or whatever. And my parents are, of course, all in on whatever the government says, whatever authority says, 110%, unfortunately. But I got some great advice recently, and that advice is that at the end of the day, I am not my sister's father. I'm not. It is not my place or my right to determine what happens to them. I love them dearly and I pray for them like every day. But I have to let the world be. We all have to let the world be and focus on ourselves in honoring thyself, honoring our own temples, and just trying our best to lead by example, to be the courageous ones that say, no, this is wrong, and just hope that people will listen, that people will be receptive. Because not just like in America or so far, it's actually been a softball compared to other places around the world. In Australia, it's super bad now. In Australia, you can get fined for going outside your front lawn without a mask. That's insane. It's utter madness. And in France, of course, those riots have been to go against that jab mandate has been going on for weeks now. So we don't have it as hard as other places yet, but they're going to keep pushing and they're going to keep pushing, they're going to keep pushing. And it's up to us to not say they're wrong, not to say, fuck you and all this stuff as much as we might want to, because that plays even further into the divide. What's important, I think, is just to remind people that as human beings, and especially as adults, what happens to us, what happens in our lives, what risks we take or don't take, all of these things are up to us. It's our own personal decision. And this goes back to, I had mentioned this in a previous video, like, even seatbelt laws offend me. The government, the masses, have no right to fine you if you choose to not put your fucking seatbelt on. That is a personal risk that you're choosing to take or not take. Like, freedom of choice, the freedom of the individual is so paramount in these times. So, I guess the best advice I can give is to continue to honor yourself and whatever it is you believe in, and to try to to lead by example and maybe gently push or insinuate, hey, maybe this is horrific evil, but don't be so forceful with it, because whenever people's belief systems are threatened, they tend to dig their heels in and push back against you even harder, regardless of what that is, So, more than ever, it's important that we come together as the system keeps pushing its divide and divide and divide. Can't tell you how sick I am of hearing about how evil I am inherently because of my skin tone. Especially in the workplace, they've been pushing this damn diversity, equity, and inclusion training, which literally says at one point you cannot be racist against white people because there's no race over them, I think is what it said. And it's like, wow, what a inherently racist statement that is in itself. Like, at some point, I have faith humanity will realize that skin tone is no different than your hair color or your eye color or anything else. It's just an aesthetic in your vessel and your bodysuit and your avatar that you're using to navigate this dream matrix game, whatever you want to call it. And also have faith that God has your back, or your gods have your back, whatever belief system. Again, like, I try not to be divisive. Like, ultimately, it doesn't matter how you label it at the end of the day. Just know that, like, we all have guides, spirit guides. I call mine my angel team. But other people, call them galactic beings or Syrians or plebeians or whatever other weirdo name. No offense to them, guys. And that's all equally valid. It's all equally valid because at the end of the day, we are all spiritual beings. We all collectively are God. And we all have guides that help us navigate this shit. It's pretty nice. And it lets you know you're never really alone, which is also nice. Some of us have already or will in the near future have to make a decision as to whether we keep our job or get this thing as well, right? That's another big source of concern. I have absolute faith that for any and all of us that choose sovereignty, individual sovereignty and freedom, and reject that, and then say we do get shit canned from the job, right? From our career that we dedicated so many years to, like mine. And I'm still in it, by the way. They haven't booted me out yet. but they probably will eventually. I have absolute faith that the divine spirit is with us, God is with us, our guides are with us, and we will get through it. Already, for my own, just to give an example for myself, like there's the painting thing, which is amazing. I love it, but that's honestly more of a hobby. I don't see myself selling them, but maybe once I accumulate so many that I have no room left, I will. But for me, what actually I got drawn to was tarot cards, tarot reading. And I'm thinking I'll probably end up doing tarot reading for people to make some money on the side. And who knows, maybe that can be a career in future should I lose my corporate career because of this tyranny stuff, right? Not saying it's guaranteed, but I sense that's a very real possibility. And how I came to this conclusion and how whatever path you're on will come to you is it kind of just does. It's super magical. One day, out of nowhere, having no interest in it, having no experience with it, never, ever getting my own reading done ever, I just felt like I need to buy this deck, this specific deck of tarot cards. And I'll show you guys. I got 2 decks, actually. So, the first deck I got is the Fool's deck here. It's the Neo Rider Fool's deck. And this one represents me. I actually identify a great deal with the fool or the jester archetype, the one who sees the humor in all this and sees the humor in my own ignorance, even as I constantly grow and learn more and more every day. The more you learn, the more you realize that there's so much you don't know, it's never ending, the learning, but that's magical and beautiful. And then I got a second deck, the Angel deck, and you can see here, I don't want to mispronounce his name, I think it's Radley Valentine. And this one actually represents my Angel team. This one resonates most with them. So I got a deck representing myself, and a deck representing my spirit guides, and they're inseparable just as I am. I'm practicing right now doing readings with both. I'll do one and then I'll do the other for whatever questions I might have that day. And the accuracy is uncanny. It is truly spectacular and amazing. So I'm blessed to have this gift. I'm super grateful to have this gift. It's cool to have a superpower, right? And we all do. We all have our own unique gifts, like the X-Men. Like, it's true. And no 2 people are alike. Even like other tarot readers have totally different ways of consecrating decks with their energy, of shuffling the decks, of asking the questions, all of that stuff. And that is as it should be. We're all unique individuals. We all have unique spirit powers, even if they are similar to one another, right? Some people can see auras. Some people can read other people's thoughts. Most of us are empathic to some degree, I've noticed. That does seem to be more of an umbrella thing. Most of us, I think, are empathic. It's really easy to sense other people's emotions when you feel them within yourself. And I did a video way earlier complaining about that, actually, because it can not be so fun sometimes. But I've adapted. I'm living with it. I'm living with it. But anyway, with that, I believe that feels like all that this video is meant to be. So with that, I hope you all have a beautiful, amazing day. Much love to all of you. God loves you. Your spirit guides love you. And yeah, have an amazing day, guys. Bye.